Okay, I have never played Terraforming Mars before. I know nothing about it. I think it's a physical board game that you can play with a group of people, or you could play solo. I'm going to be playing the Steam version today. Since I've never played it before, I will go ahead and do the tutorial. Game structure, launch. Terraforming Mars, you control a corporation whose goal is to make Mars Earth-like enough to live freely on it. Score the highest by accumulating a good terraforming rating, or TR. Accumulate as many victory points as possible. This is your current terraform rating. Each player starts at 20. Increase rating by increasing global parameters. Victory points are earned by playing certain cards, placing tiles on Mars, or claiming milestones. Okay. Played a lot of board games that are similar to that. Game ends once all 3 global parameters are maxed. Temperatures reach 8 degrees Celsius. Oxygen reaches 14%. 9 oceans are placed. That's cool. Okay. So I'm assuming that in a multiplayer game, global parameters are one of the main ways you interact with other players. I'm enjoying the competitive solitaire era of board games. I don't know if that's what this is. Raise the ocean level by placing an ocean tile on the planet. You need to place 9 in total. Yeah. Raise oxygen by placing greenery tiles. It's oxygen to 14%. Once you reach 8%, increase the temperature for free. Raise it from -30 to 8 in steps of 2 degrees. Like they went for, I'm guessing these are actual realistic numbers, like for people who are actually interested in terraforming Mars in the distant future. Reaching 0 allows you to place a free ocean. Game is divided into generations. You get new project cards at the beginning of each generation and resources at the end of each generation. Player order phase, research phase, action phase, production phase. Player order. First player becomes the last. All other players move up by 1 place. Research lets you buy new project cards. Each card costs 3 credits. Select a card to buy it. Underground City. Okay, I'll end up learning what this all does later. I think that the green thing is minus oxygen. Oh, Deimos down. That's cool. It crash Deimos into the planet to raise the temperature, I think. Fun. Once all players have bought their cards, you enter the action phase. Use your resources, perform as many actions as you want. It's your player board. At the bottom row indicates your resources. Yep. Resource production. Gain this amount of resources. Okay. Mega credits. The global currency for buying and playing project cards and using standard projects. At the beginning of each generation, you gain your terraform rating plus your mega currency production and mega currency resource. Perform up to 2 actions per turn, after which it becomes your opponent's turn. Pass if you can no longer do something. When you've played 2 actions, you have to end your turn. Okay, so the generation ends once every player passes. Pass your turn. Pass. Purple player's turn. When you enter production, energy resources are converted to heat. Oh, cute. Okay, see everything went up. Nice UI for this. Once all the global parameters are filled, the game will end at the end of that generation. Scoring is explained in the 5th tutorial. Yes, standard projects. I feel like simultaneously my most and least favorite part of board games is the process of learning to understand the board game, or even trying to teach another player if it's a board game that I already understand. It's like fun and miserable at the same time. So it's interesting to play it in the form of a video game where they can do like a structured tutorial. Projects represent all critical actions. Always available, can be used without limit. Cost more than cards. Sell patent allows you to discard one or more cards from your hand. Okay. View your hand to confirm that you want to sell some cards. Okay. 1 credit per card. Got it. Select it again. Power plant allows you to increase energy production by 1 step. Asteroid lets you increase temperature by 1 step. Also increases terraform rating by 1. Aquifer lets you place an ocean. Like a hex. Ocean tiles are not owned by a player once placed. Interesting. Any tile placed next to an ocean grants a bonus 2 credits. I see. So, like, somebody eventually has to do this, but you risk helping everybody else. They say place it here. Do they mean here, here, or here? Here, let me do it. No more actions left. You have to end your turn. End turn. Oh, it tells you no action left. That's helpful. Greenery. Place a greenery, increase oxygen. Continue to place greeneries even if the maximum oxygen level is reached. Kind of like the idea that I assume that this game ends up maybe favoring, like, one person ends up playing a corporation that focuses on oceans, one focuses on greeneries. Here. Okay, so it's about adjacent hexes. I think I understand. City allows you to place a city that increases your money production. 1 victory point at the end of the game for each adjacent greenery tile. Okay, that makes sense. Give me a plant resource, okay. Project cards. Okay. Extra corporation. Determine starting resources and some bonus abilities. Corporation cards. You'll see the name of your corp and a description of its background. Starting resources. Okay. Draw 3 cards as the first action of the game. Start with 45 money. Choose the beginner corporation. This is a standard corporation doing standard things. You start with 42 money. Instead of participating in the first research phase, draw 10 cards for free. Oh, that's kind of cool. You were like playing with a new player. Beginner corporations are with 10 free project cards and 42 money. Adapted lichen, Vesta shipyard, release inert gases, permafrost extraction, lava flows, water import from Europa, immigrant city, rover construction, kelp farming, and comet. Open your project card hand. Improve your corporation situation to terraform Mars more efficiently than your opponents. Can give you different kinds of benefits like gaining resources or resource production, gaining recurring actions or effects, placing tiles, or increasing a global parameter. Okay. Project card. There are 3 kinds: green automated cards, red event cards, and blue active cards. I play it and it just does this forever once I play it. Tags. Okay. Immediate effect. Playing the card gives you. Press the info button to see the full description. Which I can't do on this screen though, I don't think. Cards give you victory points when you play them. You can see VPs in the circle on the side. That guy. Okay. Playing this green card increases titanium production. Gives you a VP. A lot of actions. Red cards or event cards allow you to perform immediate actions. Okay, so it's like an instant. Displayed red cards are hidden from your opponent. Card has a requirement. You need to reach this before it can be played. Cards allow you to place tiles. These are either the normal tiles seen previously or special tiles. Place a volcano. Special tiles have placement requirements. There's no longer available. The card cannot be played. Volcanoes can only be placed in tall areas, presumably. Okay. That's cool. Right, so since they pass, I can just keep doing things until I run out of stuff to do. Water import from Europa. Blue cards or active cards give you access to actions or effects. Card offers an action. An action can be used once per generation. Dynamic victory points. Okay, so it's like gardens in Dominion. So you have 1 VP for each card you played that has a Jovian tag, right? Because it's... looks like Jupiter. Got it. I don't have enough money to use this card. Since it has a space tag, you have the possibility to use the titanium resource to reduce the price. Well, obviously, that makes sense. 1 titanium is 3 credits. Immigrant City. This card offers an effect. An effect that automatically happens when a specific situation occurs. Okay, it's like a condition. Each time a city tile is placed, including this one, increase your money production by 1 step. Resource production requirement. You can't use it unless you have enough production to reduce. Interesting. I don't have enough money to use this card either. It has a building tag. You could use steel to reduce the price. Additional actions. Let's go. Once you gather 8 plant resources, you can convert them to a greenery. You can place a greenery tile on Mars, increasing the oxygen level by 1 step. Wish there were more board games that had a digital version like this. It'd be fun to do Wingspan on stream at some point. Convert 8 plants to a greenery. You don't increase your terraform rating if oxygen's maxed out. Okay. You want to place the hexes based on how adjacent they are to other things. So you gather 8 heat resources, you convert them to temperature. Yes. Effects tab. All effects given by active cards in your corporation are listed here. Things happen on their own, can't be used. They can't be triggered by other actions. Any city tile is placed, gain 2 credits, right? The red border means it applies to any player, okay. Place a city. Hooray. Actions tab. Actions can be used once per generation. Go over this action. Then 8 heat to increase your terraform rating by 1 step. Interesting. Trade a resource for an advantage. To do that instead of increasing the temperature, which maybe I want to do if I'm trying to get as many victory points as I can without moving toward the end of the game. Other actions accumulate resources that give you victory points. Add a resource to it. Add a microbe to this card. Okay. Tardigrades. Ants. GHG producing bacteria. The theming for this game is really cool. Some actions allow you to steal from other players and gain the resource for yourself. Okay, so it's not totally competitive solitaire. I guess also it's on the same board. We have a microbe from any card to add 1 microbe to this card. Take it from the tardigrades. GHG producing bacteria. Add a microbe to this card or remove 2 microbes from this card to raise temperature by 1 step. Raise the temperature. Scoring. End of the game and how scoring works. Milestones or special accomplishments you can claim. Meet the criteria of a milestone, you may claim it by playing 8 credits. Okay, so this is like the longest road. It is, yeah, which I haven't played before. And the Terraformer milestone. Interesting, you have to be able to pay for it. Awards can be funded at any time but are only awarded at the end of the game. Each award rewards players for a specific achievement. Player comes in first, scores 5. The second one scores 2. Yep, it's familiar. Player with the most tiles in play, you can find the Landlord Award. Shouldn't be awarded for that. Oh, that's interesting. You could be the leader when you fund the award. The award is only given at the end of the game, so things might change. So I have to, like, nominate that I think I deserve it, but then I might only get 2 points if somebody surpasses me and no points if 2 people surpass me. Interesting. Yep. Funding cost goes up. There's an incentive to pick one to gun for early. Okay, that makes sense. You're taking a risk then. Perform plant conversions for extra victory points. Oh, it's already selected it for me. Okay. Like this tutorial has the same problems that every attempt by any human player to explain a board game to somebody has. Probably just need to play the game to understand it. I think I get the gist of what they're talking about. 5 VPs are given to the winner of each award. 2 VPs are given to the player in second place, unless there are only 2 players. Ah, okay. Milestones. Greeneries. Cities. Each city earns 1 VP per adjacent greenery, whether you own the greenery or not. That's interesting. Project cards. Hidden points from event cards. Dynamic victory points. Got it. Okay, so I'm going to be really bad at this because I still haven't fully grokked it, but it was good to, I guess playing the tutorial there was the equivalent of me reading the rules book. Now I'm going to give it a try. Solo challenge. Terraform Mars on your own in a limited amount of generations. This is the one that St. Cyr recommended I try. Reach the maximum on the 3 global parameters before the end of generation 14. The things are from DLC, it looks like. Okay. Let's choose your corporation. Oh, I would have meant to read them more closely. Fighting funny or nations struggled. IC initiated the colonization of Mars, returned the process into a soap opera infused with plenty of advertising. So are there a whole bunch of corporations and you just draw 2 and pick one? I thought maybe I was going to see more choices. Start with 20 steel and 30 credits. Each time you play an event, you gain 2 credits. Okay, so we want to try to do events. Buy up to 10 cards, because as the beginner corporation, you just get 10 cards for free instead of having to pay for them. Next card, -8 cost. Yeah. Yikes, indentured servants. Add an animal to this card. 1 victory point per 2 animals on this card. When a city tile is placed, add an animal to the card. Technology demonstration. Gives me draw 2. Okay. Building industries. Is research like a kingdom card type thing where like everybody sees the same project cards and can purchase from the board? And then there's also the option to blindly draw into some. You play a space event card, you gain 3 credits and 3 heat. Okay. Is that what that says, basically? Take me a while to learn the icons. Minimum 4% oxygen, which makes sense. I like the design space around some cards only being possible once you reach a certain temperature or oxygen stage. Place an ocean tile. Bribed committee. So, did it say blue cards were event cards? I thought it was red because the red arrow says actions. These are all the ones that actually say actions on them, right? Okay. Is there any reason to not just like spend all my money here? Oh, there's a lot of evil shit you can do here. Min 0 temperature. Ocean tile is played, gain 2 plants. Max negative 12. Okay. So this is a good early game, but stops being useful later. Sure, that makes sense. I'm gonna give this a try. Again, don't know what I'm doing, but maybe playing poorly at first will help me to understand. Okay, so we do... This is -1 victory points, but it lets me do things much more cheaply at the start. Down to 3. Subterranean reservoir. Okay, so like you can only place these in like the scar, I forget what it's called, the big valley. That makes sense. Low areas. And the volcanoes can only go on the mountains. What's with the star? Are these my cities? Or it's like a neutral player for solitaire that there's already things on the board at the beginning? Oh, we want to do that the other way around. I don't know if I can turn back time, because yeah, I wanted to play the ocean after activating that. I don't know if there is a go back a step undo option. Probably not. Oh, whatever. Right. And then there's standard projects that cost money to use. Increase energy production by 1 step. Increase temperature by 1 step. Place an ocean tile. Let me actually... Well, I don't have enough money to do that now, so we'll pass. Or generation 14. Buy up to 4 cards. So you only get to pick 10 at the beginning, and then it's 4 every round. When you play a space card, you pay less for it. 2 victory points for each science resource on this card. Spend 6 energy to add a science resource to this card. So do I not care about victory points at all in this mode because I'm just trying to... Is it like getting like a high score essentially to get a lot of victory points and meet all the requirements before generation 14. These 2 power tags. All your global requirements are +2 or -2 steps, your choice in each case. That's kind of interesting. So the reason I have standard projects is to be able to do something productive even if I don't have any useful cards. Well, an aquifer. And that should have given me, if I hadn't been stupid on the first turn, I would have gotten more greenery if I had played it first, but learning the game. Can't afford anything else. No cards, so I think I pass. Oh, okay. Standard projects are like an emergency way to do things. That's helpful to understand, thanks. National Park. Ported hydrogen. Gain 3 plants or add either 3 microbes or 2 animals to another card. Place an ocean tile. Micro mills, increase heat production by 1 step. That's pretty cheap. So does it cost, is the cost that's listed on the card both the cost to buy it on this screen and, wait. Or these only ever cost a flat amount of 3 per card, but then I have to pay the cost printed on the card to play it? Cost to buy is always 3. Okay. Once I get 8 of these, I can do something, right? I see, and like the conversion of like cards and resources is in case you're like specializing and accruing resources rather than getting cards, you can still get things like greeneries. And be able to have 2 adjacent ocean tiles here soon. What's the deal with some of the hexes have 2 greeneries and some of them only have 1? I have like no production, which I guess is a problem. Maybe I need to focus. I feel like I would focus more on that at the beginning. If steel or titanium production, the space for building cards become dramatically cheaper. Okay. I see. Is this the same board every game? Because it's just trying to mirror the actual, like, geography of Mars. Corporate stronghold. Increase heat by 2 steps. Symbiotic fungus. Add a microbe to another card. To have at least 4 ocean tiles placed. I'm getting close to that. Pick that up. Do I keep my cards in hand in between turns if I don't get a chance to use it? I'm guessing some of the tiles that only that give you 2 are to incentivize you placing there, because otherwise you would only ever place in the locations that are bordering 2 ocean tiles. Oh, that's not true, because this one borders 2 ocean tiles. Okay. Gotta be careful raising the temperature too much, because I really want that thing that gives me a benefit whenever I place ocean tiles, but without greenery. I hope I didn't like lose the game as a result of screwing up the order on my first turn there, but I guess we'll find out. Building an aquifer is expensive as hell. Okay. Oh, really? I misunderstood that when an ocean tile is played. I thought it was like, so long as the temperature is this, since it's Arctic algae. Okay. So I guess you sometimes get actions like that where you're like, ooh, this is my one chance to do this before it's no longer legal to play. This is a pretty cool game. I enjoy it. These hydrothermal events, special tile in an area reserved for the ocean. Interesting. Mining area. Where do I see if I can optionally use steel to pay for something again? The building icon, that one? Okay. Sure. The text at the bottom is an attempt to like explain with English what the symbols are supposed to mean, right? Raise your Terraform rating by 1 for each Jovian tag you have. Now, if I already have 0 energy production, can I go into the negative? Or does just using this free when I don't have any energy production yet? I see. So I can make it literally free. Is there... What's the other use for this? Pay for building cards, and I could sell it for 2 credits per unit. But there's no point for me to sell it for 2 credits per unit if I have cards to play, because it also discounts the cards by 2 credits per unit. Okay, so it doesn't do anything other than reduce the cost of cards? Okay. Mining area. Adjacent to one of your place tiles. Got it. Okay. I think my second game I'll do much better at this. I still have to learn though. Both of these are grayed out because I can't do them because I don't have energy to reduce, and I don't have the oceans necessary to place the dam. Okay. Now, do most things care about on placement? So like if I surround the greenery now, is it too late to get a benefit from doing that? I would have had to have placed it when there was already water there. So it lets you overspend here. Play the Great Dam. Okay. That's just a one-time instant effect. I now have 2 more energy, and it doesn't like take up any space on the board or anything like that. This basically has me trading some of that energy production for... I think I want to get more value out of the energy production before I use that for victory points. I guess I don't really care about getting a high score here, just meeting the objective. Convert 8 plants to a greenery. Whenever I have 8 plants, is there any reason to hoard resources for any purpose, or should I just always try to make the greenery right away, for example? Oh, it's weird that I can't place it here. Does it have to be like adjacent to my existing? But I did place these ocean tiles before. Oh, is it because no one owns the ocean tiles, so once I chose to place my first thing here, now I'm like bound to this location? Remind myself what energy converts to. It's just a requirement for certain other activities. At least 5 science tags. Two credits. When I play an event. Increase energy production by 1, increase your credits production by 2 steps. Place the city tile adjacent to at least 2 other city tiles, which is not possible for me right now. -6 degrees Celsius. 11% oxygen. Okay. Why would I not turn in heat for an increase in temperature and plants for a new greenery? Is there a reason not to? Need more money generation. Be good. Only Noctis City can be placed here with a special project card. Guessing the city, it's really hard to get it to pay for itself if you build it this way. Idea is we want it to be adjacent to 2 other cities. I could put it like here and then put a thing there. But I also didn't pick up that card. Okay. What's a chance that I'll see a card again if I pass on it? Like, how quickly are we cycling through the project card deck? Time and increase to snipe one of the bonuses. Oh, it's unlikely I'll see it again. Okay, I didn't know if there were like copies of the cards in the deck or something. Decrease energy production by 2 steps and increase your plan. I'm definitely going to lose this game, but that's okay. Just trying to learn how it works. You can see how this would be fun. Like, how many players does this support, and like how many players is recommended for it? Artificial lake. Place an ocean tile in an area not reserved for ocean. It's kind of cool. Increase any plant production by 1 step and increase your energy production by 2 steps. That requires minimum 6% oxygen. 4 is probably optimal. Okay. I don't know what an exciting place to put a lake. Okay, it's 6 degrees, which I got a ways to go to. Oh, that's like an endgame card. I totally missed that aspect of it. Bummer. I'm a dummy. Doing like an asteroid drop just increases the temperature. Is there any reason to hoard credits as opposed to trying to dump them on standard projects to do something? I guess it depends on what cards and effects I have in play, which is none at the moment because this is pretty bad. So this city will get extra production if I put greenery next to it later. %7 oxygen. Arrow break ammonia asteroid. So when it talks about placing microbes on a card, can that, like, where do I have cards in the field to place those on? Is that in the action section? Increase heat production by any number of steps and decrease your money production. Oh, that seems pretty nice. That's production, so I can try to produce the heat and then wait to blow that until I'm doing better on temperature. Having a microbe card, because I haven't been taking them because I haven't been knowing where to put them, but you were saying even if they're not having where to put them, I should take that card early. Does increasing the temperature make it easier for me to continue to gain more heat? Is that also increasing my heat production or something? I guess that would make sense. $26. Okay. I see how you can combo. So if I had done this, like some combination of this really early, I could have like a ton of money right now, or have a really early temperature increase, I guess. Temperature doesn't affect heat production. I see. Does my terraform rating do anything in solitaire mode other than contribute to a high score at the end of the game? I guess maybe there's cards that look at terraform rating as a prerequisite to do stuff. Oh, that must have been where it was coming from then. Leftover energy is converted to heat, hence the arrow. Okay. Oh, I didn't catch that before. So you can pay for a lot of building cards by just specializing in titanium early, it seems like. Get a production heat of 10 or more in a single game. What's the difference between titanium and steel? Is the star titanium? Anti-gravity technology, water splitting plant, advanced photosynthesis. Plant production by 1 or energy production by 2. Gain a plant for each city in play. Whenever you play a card, you pay 2 less for it. Now this is... I need 7 science tags to be able to use that. Okay. Water splitting. Spend 3 energy to raise oxygen by 1. Oh, shoot, I should have just used up that. Okay, well that still could be useful. That's just a thing that I can activate as much as I like if I have the energy to spend on it. But because energy always gets converted to heat, I can't accrue it. I have to have enough production to make it on that same turn. Okay, I think that's starting to make some sense. I'd like to have that for later if I can get my energy up. Place on card tokens in Magic. They're enhancements that do other things. Might be +1/+1. Currency that lets you spawn creatures. Okay. Yeah, I just wasn't clear on the where do I put the microbes to start with, but it's a card that generates microbes in any way. I guess that's like trying to represent how they have to reproduce. Yeah, I feel like every time I spend heat to increase the temperature, that my heat amount is going up by 1. Maybe I'm missing something else elsewhere that's causing that. Like I said, definitely losing this round, but we have 2 hours, so I can give it another try now that I think I get it a little bit better. Actually would kind of enjoy more board games to try to have a solitaire mode to help you to learn the game. Because it's always embarrassing to play with a bunch of people who've played it before. Raise your terraforming rating by 2 steps. Specialize in events. Virus. Move 2 animals or 5 plants from any player. So is this like completely pointless in a solitaire game? Soil factory, ecological zone. Do I also want to get animals running early too? Like, because I'm basically ignoring cards that mention animals, but I'd have to have something that involves animals for it to matter. When you're playing this game physically, where do cards like this get placed? Because it seems like there's a lot of cards that just kind of happen and then go away, or trigger an effect and then you track it forever. I guess this just goes with the effect cards. But it says to place it adjacent to a greenery tile. Oh, it's giving you a hex tile to put on the board. I think I understand. Any not red card hangs out in front of you forever. Okay. It's a little late to do this, I think, but I'm not playing it right now. I'm gonna do this soon. It's gonna give me a boatload of money. Need to get more energy production. Get a small refund from my corporation. Yeah, I'm trying to follow the tags. So can I... Okay, I can see my summarized tags. 6 event cards, 5 building, 1 plant, 1 power. So nothing that I've seen that would be helpful so far, at least. Someone did not make me go up that time. Okay. Okay, but you get, okay, so you get, I think I understand. So if you put greenery along the equator, it lets you produce more greenery, which makes sense because you want that to be on the equator. You can build it near the poles, but you're taking a hit because you don't get any new generation out of it. But this will make my cities produce more money. I kind of like the idea, like the design of this game, that they sort of started with Mars, right? And then tried to create little, like, literal ecological niches that you have to play the game around. Yeah, and I'm saying that they give you bonus plant tiles if you put it on the equator. So if I choose to put it elsewhere, I'm sacrificing that. Maybe I should be careful putting cities far from the equator as well. 12% oxygen. Asteroid mining. Increase your titanium production by 2 steps. Just expensive as fuck, okay. Capital. 4 ocean tiles placed. Oh, that's interesting. A victory point for each ocean tile adjacent to the capital tile. Is there any hand size limit? Draw 2 cards. Need 3 science tags. Oh, really? I thought that was only greenery in those tiles. Okay. I guess that still makes sense. So how long does a game usually last with a group of 4 players? Like, is it going to be about 14 generations? But I guess that then you're... it takes a long time for each person to take their turn, I assume. Draw a card if you build here. Okay, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the when does something give me an ongoing benefit and when does something give me an enter the battlefield on placement benefit. It seems like most of the time it's on placement unless if you have an explicit effect that says something continues to happen in the future. Are there any other inherent benefits to that just continue to happen after placement that aren't based on a trigger text from a card or an effect? Let's try, why not? Start looking for animal cards, I guess. That's cute. So could you like try to totally specialize in animals? All right, so I only have, like I need the heat more for heat than for money. Doing okay on money, but I wanted to use this insulation card. There's only 3 turns left, so I'm just going to go ahead and play through here to see if I can make any more mistakes and learn, and then I'll try one more time. Yeah, research generation seems insanely good and something that I should try to get as early as possible next time when I try again. These 2 ocean tiles, the ice asteroid. Reserve a non-reserved area. Only you may place a tile here. That's an interesting card. Place an ocean tile, decrease your money production by 2 steps, increase your heat production by 3 steps. Well, that's... Fine if I use that other card. Money production by one for each space tag you have, including this one. So this is very much a you got to spend money to make money. Like, buy as many cards as you can, use the cards as profitably as you can, as quickly as you can, kind of a thing. It's supposed to be adjacent to places I've already been. Oh, Noctis City would still give the benefit. Okay, got it. Ice asteroid. Oh, I see. It just gives me the plant, even though it was an ocean tile. All right. Wait, doesn't it require me to place an ocean thing? There we go. I don't think I've seen a board game take quite this approach where it's like so focused on the actual problem of terraforming Mars. I mean, obviously a lot of it's very abstracted, but I like the idea that like you can only place ocean tiles in the valley, or there's cards that break that rule, like making an artificial lake or whatever. Like, that's kind of a neat idea to try to structure your game mechanics around. I feel like this is the kind of game that you would expect would like randomize the tiles, but other than playing with the expansion, like, no, this is Mars, right? So you kind of learn what the strategy is for Mars. Seems like it wants to let me use this. Hold on. I mean, I can activate it, but then I can't use the action until I have the energy to spend on it, basically. I think I understand. What happens with unspent resources at the end of the game? I know it told me this during the tutorial, but I wasn't grokking what was going on yet. Some of them get turned into victory points. Heat trapping. Spend 5 heat to gain 4 plants or add 2 animals to another card. I got tons of heat. These 3 ocean tiles, please. Decrease your money production by 1 step and any heat production by 1 step. Increase your plant production by 2 steps. A little late for production at this point. I guess that's another aspect that when you're playing a game like this with a turn limit, you care about production a lot at the beginning and care quite a bit less towards the end. Credits are a tiebreaker. Okay. Hackers. Wait, I'm confused. What's up with the decrease your energy production by 1 step and any credits production by 2 steps? Increase your credits production by 2 steps. How, if it's reducing it by 2 and then raising it by 2? I understand that that is beneficial, but I don't know enough about the game to see where it's beneficial. So is there some like source of money production that I can use to? Oh, any money production is from it's potentially from another player. Okay, I understand. Thank you. Got it. It'd be neat if I could achieve one of the objectives before the end, but I have a feeling it's not going to happen. Now I can do artificial lakes. Can go anywhere, which is fun. Okay, yeah, I'm learning that they're way too expensive. I should be buying more cards sooner, even if I can't use them right away, just to have more options later on. Because they're like, 3 credits to buy a card is practically free, right? Should probably dump now. Could you do a corporation that's entirely just driven based on credits and just uses standard projects to rush things? Using temperature creating new oceans, that's just something that happens at 0. Wait, I thought it said select. Oh, okay, I only have a few options. I understand. Oh, and I see I get to draw cards. Maybe I should have put it on the draw too. All right, I think I've learned what all the icons on the map mean for my next attempt here. So we got there with oceans, we got there with temperature. We're definitely not anywhere near there with oxygen. Could go ahead and convert. Because it doesn't really matter anymore, right? Oh, that's interesting. Discount or rebate on all standard projects. Enter skill. Look at the top card and either buy it or discard it. Which is fairly expensive. Wait, was that just bugged? Did that just not work? Oh, it's an action that I have to... Okay, right, because I haven't done any actions. Now I just have the ability to do that once per turn. Now, can I only do one of my available actions per turn, or can I only do each action once per turn? I do not have science tags for that. Okay, and that's probably worth doing just because it's going to filter through the deck, and if I end up discarding it, it's something I'm not going to want to buy next turn anyway. All right, you got anything that gives me oxygen, game? That technically does, but I don't have the energy production to fuel it unless if there's something else here that does it. Convoy from Europa. Place an ocean tile and draw a card. I don't think I can physically play this. Because I need to have at least the 2 energy to pay for it. That seems to be right. That would be really useful to raise the oxygen 1 step from that. Kelp farming. 6 ocean tiles place. Gain 2 plants. Well, it's not going to be as valuable as actually placing a greenery, but that would have been great earlier. Yeah, I did poorly, but I did less poorly than I thought I was going to do. I guess probably just because the this mode is relatively forgiving, right? Wait, does this... Do I get away with it here? But you have to reach the maximum. So why does it... Bonus steps. You also get the attached bonus. Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought it was continuing to track temperature beyond those thresholds for like the purposes of specific cards, like the farming card. But that's just tracking like when you get to 0, you get a bonus ocean tile, and when you get to this, you get a bonus temperature. Okay, so I did actually do quite badly. Understood. Fair enough. I learned a lot though, so I feel more confident with my second attempt. And it seems like this is pretty quick, so I can probably do another game in 50 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and lose. I guess I can get more of these. Mars is kind of sort of terraformed, y'all. It's not great. Yeah. Game over. The game is over. Yeah, for sure. Okay, it still scores me at the end just to let me know what I would have gotten had I not been bad. You lose. Okay. Let's try again. Yes. Save my shame. Okay, let me actually read the corporations this time. You start with 20 steel, 30 credits. Each time you play an event, you gain 2 credits, which I didn't like that effect at all. You start with 57. Okay, because it's just Credit Corp. Bard Hunter. If you pay for a card or standard project with a basic cost of 20 or more, you gain 4. So this is the one you were talking about. All right, let's try it. Water import from Europa. I start with like 57, so I can buy almost all of these if I wanted. A 12 credits to place an ocean. Titanium may be used if playing a space card. We know there's things that benefit from Jovian stuff. Okay. Power supply consortium. Decrease any energy production by 1 step and increase your own by 1 step. Okay, so decrease any means fuck over another player, but that could still help me because it gives me +1 energy, even if I'm not harming another player. Increase your energy production by 1 step and gain 2 titanium. Raise temperature by 2 steps and place 2 ocean tiles. Oh, does it require that I remove one? This guy? Oh, okay. I see. Remove 6 plants from any player. Which would be me in that case, right? Because it has to happen. But it says remove up to 6 plants from any player, so I could just choose to remove 0. I see the neutral player. That's the buildings that are on the board when I first start. Okay, hackers is pretty useless here. Spend 10 money to increase your heat production by 2 steps. And you're giving me all the cards that use money to do stuff with the money corporation. Invention contest. That seems pretty good, and it's very cheap. Domed crater. Gain 3 plants, place a city tile, decrease your energy production by 1 step, and increase money production by 3 steps. Hoarded nitrogen, raise your terraform rating by 1 step and gain 4 plants. I feel like this game would be really fun if there was like a kind of drafting component with other players. So this is a card that could take on microbes because it involves microbes. I think I probably didn't buy the best cards here, but I certainly bought more cards. Prelude adds a pre-game drafting step. Interesting. I specifically want expensive stuff here. So the stuff already on the board is from the neutral player. Any corporation. Neutral player. Okay, so it has 99 of everything. And my big thing is that I get a refund for doing expensive shit or for doing standard projects, which are themselves expensive. Okay. Got it. Okay, yeah, give me 1 second and I'll take a look. Standard projects 3. After you pay for a standard project, except selling patents, you gain 3. Okay, well that kind of stacks pretty well with my special power. I might take that. Security fleet, titanium, victory points. Okay. Add a microbe to this card. Remove 2 microbes from this card. Raise temperature by 1 step. Oh, that's pretty good to have at this stage too, but I think I want the standard. I'm going to try to make standard projects happen. So in order for it to be a microbe spender, that's the only thing you can put microbes on. You can't just put microbes on any card. Yeah, but the other card I bought, well, I guess I haven't activated it yet, right? Fortunately, I only get 1 of these. I'm broke now, which is fine. So I'm increasingly getting more money passively from my terraform rating. I was getting confused by that because I know that it also tracks money generation down here, but that's a separate way of getting money. Increase heat production by 2, increase energy by 1. Oh, that would have been great last game. That would have been so good last game. Oh, it's a little late for this when I just placed 2. Need 0 degrees Celsius to place this. Probably my ocean problem will be solved by then. Increase plant production by 1 step and increase energy production by 2 steps. I'll try to make energy happen more, I guess. Probably still going to lose this game because, well, I'm not going to make as dumb of decisions. I will still make dumb decisions because I'm new to it. Let's get the energy production now, right? So this wants to let... Now, can I have negative money production since it can get calculated including my terraform rating? Because it looks like it's going to let me use it even though I don't have... Okay, but I can't get negative for anything else, right? Only this. wait to activate this until I'm actually have a standard project to buy on the same turn, I think. You know, not helping me if I'm not doing something on the same turn with it. So this gives me the... Permanently after turning this on, I now have the ability to spend 10 to increase heat production by 2, but only once per turn. So there is a reason to have this available sooner, but I still probably should only ever use it on the first turn that I'm able to actually spend the 10 money, which is not now because I'm still pretty broke. Okay. I need some energy cards, please. Increase your heat production and energy production by 3 steps each. But I need a Jovian tag, which I thought I got one. Review what I've already played. I guess I didn't actually pick it up. Okay. 2 science tags. I have 1 science tag, so that's possible that I could get there. I have it in hand. I thought I just checked it. Oh, here it is. My bad. I see it. Place an ocean tile. Titanium may be used when you're placing a space card. Okay, thanks. That seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. So I have to already have a tile that's available to place this, which I don't think I have any of this game. All the mining is near the poles, it looks like. So here you can turn heat into money generation, effectively. Is that the main benefit of terraform rating, is money? Okay, I think last game I was too cautious, and now I'm spending way too much. Decrease cost of the titanium. I could get that. Oh, titanium's worth... Now, there's no use for titanium other than to decrease costs in the same way as we saw with steel. It's just more valuable, I guess. I need to actually have a microbe card before I do the imported nitrogen, so I don't want to do that just yet. I think I get the refund for any standard project other than sell patent. Is that right? I wish I could actually review what the corp text said, because I thought there was an addition to this also. Any standard project. Space cards are more expensive than buildings. Oh, that anything that costs 20 or more, so just greeneries, cities. Okay, I misunderstood that before. I forgot I could sell patents, so I can use that if a card's sitting in my hand and really just wasting space, but if I bought it, I'm losing something, right? Because I paid 3 to get it. Okay. I think I need to accrue some money. I think I'm going to actually do worse this game than last game now that I'm trying. I was like, oh, the problem is I don't have enough cards, and now I have way too many fucking cards. Fuck all to do with them. Okay, space station. When you play a space card, you pay 2 money less for it. That's interesting. Oh, you can't do that until pretty late. Makes sense. 6% oxygen. Increase plant production by 1, raise your terraform rating by 1. So right now, the thing I struggle with is I don't know how easy it is to get production for different kinds of materials. Plant production is harder to get than energy production. do this. Gets me the Jovian thing, and I can reduce the cost, but I don't want to... So, with the whole thing that gives me 4 credits back when I buy something expensive, is that after discounts or before discounts? So I can just do 1. This gives me an action and just kind of gives me a Jovian card, but I can't actually spend the thing to do the Jovian action. Okay, I was really struggling to get energy last time. Now, this unfortunately does not have a science tag on it. Calls out base cost, okay. Be a net discount of 7 for standard projects once I activate it. Cost me 6 though, so I'd have 21. I guess part of the problem is it specifically says for both my corporation power and for this that I have to have enough to buy the thing, right? Then it gives me the refund, so it doesn't make it cheaper. So if I bought it this turn, I wouldn't be able to afford it. This is the thing that talked about having Jovian tag. Also crazy expensive. I think I just need to continue to accrue a bunch of money, although every time I do that, I recognize that I'm not getting more Terraform rating. Do something to do something here. To get the benefit for it being near water, it's only on placement, so if I put the greenery and then place the water later, I'm SOL, right? Okay. I think I'm actually going to do worse this game, but I've learned different lessons this time, and I've still seen kind of what the game has to offer, so... okay. Negative 18. So you can benefit from this for a decent while. But actually, okay, I forgot. I can play this now and benefit from it for the whole game, right? It's just it would be dead if I drew it later when the temperature was too high. Getting things to give me production. Oh, that's interesting. Titanium and steel you have is worth more. Okay, all these cards. Right, yeah, since you have a limited window to do them. I think getting a ton of production in those first few generations is crucial, and I've been not good at that at all. I had so much money last game. Just trying to think if there's anything else I want to do. I can activate this. That is any standard project, and it gives me a rebate of 3. So I could use it to build power plants, which makes a power plant cost 8 versus a card that gives me a power plant costs also 8 with a restriction. Okay. All right, maybe I can make that work for me. I should actively start trying to do it though after this turn. We are not on curve. This is not good. Rockside power, reduce it again for more energy production. You play a card, you pay 1 less for it. Place a city next to no other tile. Because it's a research outpost, I get it. That's cute. 9% oxygen. Decrease your energy production by 1 step and increase your money production by 3 steps. Place a city tile. That could actually be pretty good. Pets. Animals would not be removed from this card. When city tiles are placed, add an animal to this card. Animals are just victory points, okay. Okay, so I can do a greenery. Be adjacent to the ones I've already placed. Okay. And then, oops. Can do technically tectonic stress power now. Fortunate that's 18 and not 20. Don't benefit from that this turn, but I will get it next turn. I kind of like how you get crazy more powerful as the game progresses and you have a higher terraform rating and can do more things on your turns. I'll be ready to play this multiplayer on my 3rd game, I think, because I've made both of the noob trap mistakes, I think, of being over conservative and over spendy. Power infrastructure, convert any amount of energy. Okay, so I can theoretically use my energy float to turn that into money each turn without letting it turn into heat. Cloud seeding. Increase your plant production by 2 steps. Okay, yeah, I wasn't thinking about that relationship. I was just trying to raise the temperature for its own sake and didn't realize it was also giving me more money. Your production by 1 step, increase your own by 1 step. I think that still works, right? Because I can use it on the neutral player. Spend an energy to draw a card. Is the draw deck different from the 4 cards you look at? Seems pretty useful too. I like how you get negative victory points for doing like fucked up shit. It's interesting. Okay, so city gets a bonus for being next to greenery. And ocean, or just ocean? Or just greenery? Neutral player. Victory points next to greenery, money for next to ocean. Oh, shoot. Okay. I got it for next time. Increase your heat production by 1 step and gain 3 heat immediately. Maybe. Place the Marstead next to no other tile. Increase your money production by 1 step. That's cool. Yeah, placement is what matters. I learned that in my first game. Increase your energy production by 1 step for each city tile in play. which isn't, well, that's all city tiles, right? So I wish this would do the thing where it calculates it for me based on the current board. I think that includes the neutral players' cities, which is, there are several of them, but it's also extremely expensive. Spend 8 to place 1 ocean tile. Steel may be used if you're, as if you were playing a building card, but I have no steel. Let's get the benefit from this. Still haven't found another put microbes on this card. Are there not a ton of those? It seems like it's powerful if you get the one that you can put tokens on early. As well spend that stuff. I only have 6 generations left, though. I'm actually going to do way worse. It's fun. Bumbled into a better game when I didn't know what I was doing. I was really excited to use this. Like, oh, I'm going to have so much money in this game. I'm just going to dump it into heat every turn. Nope. Next to no other tile. I got this cool... I guess I could still do the power plant for 8. I see. Big build around if you see it early. Yeah, I've been making a lot of decisions based on like my conceptual understanding of the corporation I'm playing as. Like last game, I just kept buying event cards because I got a discount for event cards, but a lot of them were bad. This game, I was like, oh, I'm the credits guy, so I'm going to do anything that has to do with credits and standard projects, but that's still not the right decision every time, right? So, how many science tags am I up to? Oh yeah, hell yeah. I feel like the 3 credits for buying a card is like perfectly calibrated because it feels like it's nothing, but buy more than 1 card and it adds up. You get nickel and dime pretty fast. Raise temperature 1 step, gain 2 titanium, remove 3 plants from any player. I don't know if that's worth the cost. It's expensive as fuck. I think I'm supposed to be doing a bunch of space cards with this because they're the ones that are expensive, i.e. the ones that cost more than 20. I think I've only played 1 over 20 cost card this time. Yeah. I guess having any kind of titanium production would be nice. Spend a steel to gain 5. That would be good if I had it. Do 10 per turn, not 4, sure. Just, it's too little too late, I think, to get out this extra money production. Here, I guess. Action is less exciting than I thought it was going to be when I first saw it. I could probably sell it, honestly. It's the power plant. Kind of want to start doing the expensive ones to take advantage of my my corp. I'll save for that. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way at all. Yeah, right. Would have added up a lot. I'm kind of seeing production rules at the beginning of the game and gets really shitty when you pass like the halfway point. Can't do the permafrost extraction. That would have been nice sooner too. Also not high enough temperature. So I get a total of a 7 refund for doing any of this. So greeneries actually only cost 16. Which is still expensive. Cities give me money, it cost 18. Heat generation, heat, temperature, TR, money. Any reasonable resources of generation is quadratic on that, so it becomes busted if you get it soon enough. See what you're saying. Right. Yeah, I didn't even think about that aspect of it. That's really cool. I don't think I'm going to get the... I was waiting to do this until I had somewhere to put the microbes. Now I think it's just kind of a waste. Cities don't directly help you with any of the core objectives, do they? I guess I didn't think about that either. They get you money, but they're not raising temperature, or giving you oceans, or giving you oxygen. And I guess they give the equivalent of credits for getting your TR up. Your victory points in multiplayer. Okay, yeah. So that changes the calculus a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fail horribly. Still feeling like I've learned. I hope this wasn't miserable to watch. I'm bad at the game, but I need to see all the cards and how often they show up to kind of understand, like, I need to be playing what's in the deck, not playing conceptually what I think the corporation is about. Decrease energy production by 1 step, raise your terraform rating by 2 steps. A little late for that. Late for production. Place the city tile on the reserved area. 1 VP for Jovian tag you have. Don't care about victory points. This is normal for a learning experience for the game. Okay, good to hear. 1 energy to gain a credit for each city tile on Mars. Yeah, I feel like this game is sort of about discovering the meta, which is an interesting concept. I feel like a lot of games, especially multiplayer games, are like you're trying to delay discovering the meta for as long as possible because then the game breaks and it's not fun. Once you find out about big money and how powerful Chapel is in Dominion, it stops being fun, right? But here I think like at least for the solitaire mode, you're trying to figure out big money on your own, which is a cool concept. I haven't encountered that before. Each city tile on Mars. That would be a really good action. That action at the beginning of the game would have been fucking sick. Not on turn 11. Yeah. Sure. I also got a bunch of TF last time from just like building a shitload of oceans at the beginning of the game. I think even doing that with standard projects was not a bad idea. Wait, did the card not finish? Oh, it's an action, isn't it? Oh, I misunderstood. So this is actually more expensive than the aquifer because of my, well, no, this isn't -7, this is only -3, so it's 15 versus 12. Okay, but I'm still not getting either of my benefits. Let's see. That's only once per turn, right? Technically costs 11. Yeah, what was my... I feel like my TF was like in the 40s last game towards the end. Action cards tend to give you a discounted way to do the equivalent of a standard project. That makes sense, yeah. Got all this cool energy production, nothing to do with it. I guess it's turning into heat. Large convoy. Place an ocean tile, draw 2 cards. Yeah, I think also leaning into what cards I'm being given is something I have to learn to do too. I didn't realize that this is basically a drafting game. Like, even though I'm not drafting, it's learning to make do with what you're given instead of trying to overcommit to an archetype that you think you could make work. That's interesting. That feels different from like your typical deck builder, right? Because I wouldn't call this a deck builder. Play a science tag, include this one. Oh, it's a little late for that too. Right. I did so much worse than my first game. It's actually kind of hilarious. Really late to be doing this finally. An engine builder. That's a neat way to think about it. I've definitely played deck builder games that are also about building an engine. Yeah, I remember I had a friend who was trying to get me into Race for the Galaxy, and it seemed like after we played like 2 games of it, this is a really long time ago, like 10 years ago, so I don't remember any of the specifics. But I thought the early version of Race for the Galaxy, there was like a dominant strategy that was even more dominant than big money is in Dominion, that once you figured it out, like no one wanted to play the game anymore. Maybe there were expansions or something that fixed that, but... Their thing on anti-gravity, 7 science tags. That seems amazing, but it seems really hard to get 7 science tags. Still way too late for anything like this, although getting to place an ocean tile is nice. Yeah, I'm learning the relative value of different things now too, which is helpful. Like straight money is the worst thing because there's other things that can also give you money. Okay, that's interesting. Was there a benefit earlier to, like, attaching the oceans to each other, or not really? I like how even if you play badly, you do a pretty good job of making the map look like you terraformed Mars, even if you didn't do the best job of it. Okay, that makes sense. Now I have all this heat production. So I'm confused about cities. It seems like cities are strictly worse than greeneries. Except, well, I mean, in this mode maybe, right? But like, I understand that in multiplayer you get extra victory points if they're adjacent to a bunch of greeneries, right? So maybe there's like a VP play you go for where you make a city and you surround it with greeneries and get a bunch of victory points for that. Okay, all right. I guess that's an unexpected jank of the solo mode that I didn't expect. Sometimes I'll play something without fully grokking the math just so I can, you know, move through the game a little bit more quickly and not linger on it forever. And I just kind of was operating the assumption that, oh, if the city costs more, it must give me like 2 money, right, instead of 1 money. But no, it just seems like it's bad in this mode. That's interesting. It's useful to learn that kind of thing. I enjoy finding that stuff out. I don't care about victory points in single player. I'm just trying to get temperature, oxygen, and water and ocean maxed before turn 14, which I have very strongly failed at here. Yeah, the fact that I kind of like the idea that TF gives you money and money gives you money, and so TF degenerates to money, which means money is less useful than TF, but it was confusing at the beginning of the game. At least maybe in the way that this UI works. I think this UI would be... This isn't the best digital board game UI. It's not terrible. I played a couple digital board games, like Gloomhaven is fucking amazing, the digital version. I don't even want to play the paper version of Gloomhaven ever again, because they put so much work into like the look and feel of it. But like here, it would be great if there was a little thing above this that was like 5, and then also you're getting this by default from your TF, a little TF next to it. Increase temperature by 2 steps and gain 4 titanium. I mean, I'm dead, but I just kind of want to look at the cards now. Oh, that action is so good. I want that action on turn 1, please. At least in the solo mode, because you're only seeing 4 cards per turn, the chance to look at 1 extra card, even if you discard it every single time, like, it's a card that you're not looking at when you draw 4, right? That seems pretty powerful. Yeah, I think you still have victory points as like a high score. If you try to do this multiple times, you try to get the highest victory points. Especially since it's just like an action that you do. It seems like there are very few actions in here that have 0 cost to them, but that's like 0 cost. Beat solo mode with every different corporation, yeah. I think this one, the money one, is kind of hard to make work. I feel like you probably can. Hey, thanks, Gas. Appreciate that. Oh, getting the 2 cards there. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have to do something to put an ocean there? Like, can you do it right away on the first turn? And the 1 card ocean? I honestly wasn't grokking what that symbol meant because I got all the other symbols. So like as soon as you can place an ocean, you try to put one there, and then you try to put one there. Huh. Interesting. I know I'm dead here. I'm just curious if there's... two cards. It just straight up just gives you 2 cards. You don't even have to pay for them. Okay. I see. Yeah. I think that's my favorite aspect of this game, and it's something I haven't seen in very many games at all, that like, hey, let's use Mars as a template, and then there's going to be a meta that arises out of, you know, the valley where the ocean should go. These, I'm guessing these are like deep spots where oceans could go, that there should be like greenery along the equator, right? And so like game mechanics and strategy arise naturally out of that. That shit's really good. I like this game. Saint Cyr, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'd be down to play it again and keep trying until I can win a solo mode. I've learned a lot of lessons this time. Future Marstead, if we do play this again, credits are bad. Don't go straight into credits. TF is great. TF gives you credits, so get your TF as high as possible. You can get TF up by doing any of these 3 things: building greeneries, increasing temperature, or building oceans. You can increase temperature with heat. You did that accidentally in your first game. Maybe consider making that a strategy of getting your heat generation up as quickly as you can. Don't buy cities in single player. They just give you victory points. Instead of cities, you want greeneries. Standard projects are generally bad. They're more expensive than what cards can provide for you, but you can do them if you need to for some reason. Try to get your production up early and maybe pivot away from production to something else around the halfway point of the game, and see if you can fill all of these bars. You've filled the ocean bar once and got close to filling a couple of these other 2 bars, but otherwise your first 2 games have been quite bad. So good luck to you. Thank you, Saints, here for putting this on your sub block. I had a good time with it.